Okay. Are we live?
Mm-hmm. I'm back, boys.
We are live.
I
Excellent.
finally, I finally moved out.
Yep. First stream after Caleb has moved into his new place. And part 13 of this series, officially marking it my longest running series on a mod slash visual novel. So I'm pretty excited. I've been looking
Rejoice.
forward to getting back into this for a while now. Because we left off with the finale of Canon, or not Canon's route, but Tsubaki's route, and that was really sweet.
Yeah.
That was really sweet to see. And I'm excited to see where a Canon route goes. I think we found out last time, there was the big setup for what to expect with Canon's route. Basically, her and other people in the family are being targeted, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm just sending out links now.
Alright.
So what has it been like, in your new place since you've moved out? I know you've been talking about it in the server, but it has been a while since we last saw you on the channel here. So tell us about it.
Yeah, it's been. Man, my life outside of my old home has been. It's been a blast. For one, I've been getting to work a lot more than I used to be able to, and it's more relaxing being back home. And I'm able to go shopping and shit. But I will tell you, I had the worst week ever.
Yep, I
had to get
remember
my
what
bike-
you said
yeah.
about it in the server the other day.
Yeah, but 3 days I spent $230 to get my bike freshly serviced. The next day, it got fixed, and I was first riding it. And there was this dude I was riding around, and I went I went off the footpath. And since my wheels are different, I couldn't clip back onto the sidewalk as well. So it basically stuck, and my weight basically fell onto the footpath, and it grazed my knee pretty badly. And yeah, I was able to stand still, but I was pretty much for a while. And then I chose to work, I think, the next day. And it was a bitch. Basically, I got pretty much harassed by this drunken piece of crap that
I remember this story.
And I did not, as much as I wanted to hit this prick, I didn't, because for one, he was mates with the other dude that was working in, and I have great respect for the dude because he's a pretty good bloke. So I didn't want to fucking throw down with my mate's fucking my mate's friend, and especially since he had his infant daughter there, it was pretty fucking bit of a shit if he's going in my face yelling, begging me to punt hit him or fight, saying I'm not a man and shit. And I'm just you're a fucking twat.
Exactly. Yeah,
and
that's
I
just
got
dumb.
He didn't hit me, but he fucking shoved me a few times.
Mm-hmm.
He pinned me to a wall, grabbing my collar and shit.
Yep,
and
I remember
shoved me
this
over.
part.
So my knee was pretty very much sore, and I was just very tense. And even my partner could tell. Even my roommate's dog could tell something was up. And then the next morning, I thought, I'm going to try and have a good fucking relaxation. I'm going to try and not think about it. So I went
Yeah.
shopping. Then I bought chips, I bought garbage bags, I bought a hairbrush because I needed one. And I bought a bottle of Jack Daniels and some Coke. I bought some butter chicken, some like other food, some noodles, just to like I'm gonna be productive. I came back to my bike being stolen.
Yep, I
With
remember
just
you were
my
talking
bike
about
lock
that.
my bike lock cut in half, and the bike lock gone, my bike gone. And I called the police right there, and I'm just like, yeah, that'd be my fucking luck, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. Just
So, yeah,
really unfortunate string of
yeah,
events, man.
I've had a kind of a week, and it
Yeah.
has not been pleasant for fucking most of it. So I'm gonna end off this week on a high note, and I've just been trying to be positive, and I'm gonna do my best to be so.
Yeah, well, hopefully this helps a little bit. It's quite a bit later than we initially wanted to, I think. You know, we both...
Yeah.
You got, the times mixed up, and I was in the middle of something when you were trying to get a hold of me earlier.
Yeah.
But we're finally getting to it again. We are finally picking this up again.
Yeah.
Hey, Onyx, Zach, Dreamer, good to see you guys. So this is going to be very different from the last thing that I played.
Yeah, Zach,
We've been playing this for a while. Which route are we doing next?
We're doing in the order of the Fura novels, Devil and G-string guide, which basically recommends that we do the routes based on like how you can access them. So you first get access to Sabaki's route, which we did first.
Mm-hmm. I think the finale of that was actually last episode, back on Halloween.
Yeah, it was. And then you get access to Chapter 3, which we get to go on Cannon's route. And
yep, that's what we're working our way towards right now.
Yep. And then the last two routes, which access on Chapter 4, the final chapter, is Shiratori's route. And then our best girl, Usami's route.
Mm-hmm. So basically we're playing them like in order based on which ones you get in each chapter.
Yeah, and it recommends us to do, Tsubaki, Cannon, Shiratori's, and Usami's route in that order. So I think we're gonna play in that format or order.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. You know, we're going through the story basically in that order, so that's the way we're gonna do it.
Yeah. Anyway,
because we want to see this through to the end.
Alright, are we ready?
Yep.
What good
Dreamer, since you probably haven't had enough time to get caught up with this series since you only just found my channel the other day. Yeah. You see the big part 13? There's a lot that came before this, so I apologize if you're a little lost. And honestly, we might be a little lost, because it has been since Halloween since we last played this, so...
I recommend you start at the beginning, though, because there's a lot of little hints and nods to the story that you only really get if you're caught up with, like, what you see. So...
Also, what is up, Ben? It's all good. Alright, well, I hope you like hearing some stupid voices, because that's what we do on these kinds of streams.
Yep.
Alright.
And by the way, our best character is Aichi, and...
Yep, you'll see why when you see him. Yes. You'll understand soon enough.
He is the best antagonist in this series, by far.
Yes! Yes, he is!
And why you have to really watch it, all this, to really understand why we're saying that.
Like why we're saying some of the things that we do.
Yeah, and why the word headaches fills us with trauma.
Yes. If you don't watch the rest of the series, you will not understand. Now, I'm pulling up my Who Does What document.
I think you do. I think my memory...
It has been a while. Yes, I do canon. But I'm just pulling that up, in case, we need a reminder.
I think I voiced Shiratori, Usami, Aichi, and just whatever character we like come across.
Yeah. Morning, Nissan. She's already changed. It's only 5:30. Nan-chan's headed out. Some of us were trying to sleep here. We're using a little consideration, huh? Hey, where's breakfast? Oh, that's right. We're supposed to make breakfast for you, aren't we? Yeah, if you don't know, Dreamer, so this girl's a figure skater. What is this, a sponsorship commercial? No, that's her name. That's how she refers to us. There's still some pasta left over from last night. Yep, I'm pretty sure she's Japan's like one figure skater that can get to like Olympic level, but she has to go through like the national championships or whatnot. It'll come back to us as we go.
Like I think someone's trying to like make sure she doesn't fail because there's some other skater that's tied to some prominent family, right?
I believe so, yeah. I don't remember the names, but it'll probably come back to us as we go.
Yeah, Dreamer, since this is the first time I've met you or seen you in one of these streams, nice to meet you, I'm Caleb. I'm pretty much Ben's only listed commentary partner. Yeah, to pretty much this, especially this one, it's not like a random like mod that you can pretty much pick up at any point and like kind of understand the plot. There's a lot of complex like plot design to this, so yeah, go watch the first one.
Yeah, this is a bona fide visual novel that Caleb had talked me into playing. He's kind of my go-to guy for visual novel stuff. He knows this stuff through and through, and he's hoping to make some of his own someday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So he's very passionate about this stuff. Yes, Nissan Canon is very loud. She's kind of an airhead.
Yeah,
damn
Nissan,
it! Now I'm wide awake.
Is meant to be say as like Ni and then San as the honorific at the end, because
that's how I usually try to pronounce it. Nissan.
Yeah, that's
not like the brand.
Ben
hey,
Play.
Nissan, who were you talking with last night?
Mike,
Cannon interrogated me as she loaded pasta onto a plate. Cannon, none of your business who we were talking to. What do you mean? You were on the phone until real late last night. It had to do with work. I can't even remember who it was. Well, that's good for us, because you think I remember after more than a month? Did it keep you from sleeping? Not at all.
Yes.
Oh, good. And Nan-chan doesn't like meat sauce. Really? God damn it, Cannon. Shut up and eat. Yeah, you'll kind of learn there's kind of two sides to our protagonist here, Kyosuke.
Yeah, and a secret third side, which we're not going to get into.
Yeah, you'll see when the time comes. This is the first time in a while that I've cooked you food. Are you seriously not going to eat it? I told you I don't like it plenty of times. You just forgot again. Are you sure about that? You're not just using my bad memory to deceive me? Nan-chan doesn't lie to people. You're not nice to them either. Don't say it like that. I'll save some for you. Don't bother, I'm not hungry. Shut up and eat.
Shut up and eat.
Oh, damn! Using my own words against me. I just woke up. My stomach isn't feeling too good. This is the first time in a while that I've served you food. Are you seriously not going to eat it?
Look at that face.
Yes!
That's screenshot worthy. Get
yes! That face! I'm getting my snippet 12 for that. That is too good. Oh my god.
That's
that face gets an award. What a noisy morning. Yes.
Yeah.
There we go. Chat's back.
Nice.
Thanks for walking me all the way out here.
No problem.
Why not go with the flow and walk me all the way to the arena?
No thank you, milady.
Don't be so formal.
Why is it that every time I try to crack an innocent little joke, I just get made fun of? Because that's canon for you.
There's a stalker out there.
That's a scary thing to say.
He'll suddenly take out his camera and start shooting.
Oh, you mean a paparazzi? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody likes paparazzi.
One of those private journalism that that are just on the books. Like they just don't have a face.
Yep.
And one time, I was planning to go home after practice, and I found him waiting outside the arena.
You are a celebrity, after all. You should be aware of your status.
What?
I'm a
I like how
celebrity?
oblivious... It kills me how oblivious she is to that fact.
Has like the humility to their status like the same as like Forrest Gump or some shit?
It would not surprise me. Her eyes shoot open.
Are you saying that this is Non-Chan's fault?
No, it's not like that. It's just that you're an attention grabber, so it's natural for them to stare at you.
As long as they don't do anything scary, I don't mind them taking a couple pictures. But this guy's just too persistent. I hate that. It's all this persistent guy's fault.
I understand. I'll tell Papa about it.
Oh no.
I already...
You did what? You did what, Cannon?
I don't
Oh no! What have you done, Cannon? Guess that guy's already dead. Oh my god! Oh!
Yep. Him
Oh
and
my
his family. Or
Oh!
they've been, like, I would not be surprised if their family's fate has been written in ink.
Yes, it would not surprise me one bit. Like I said, you have to watch the rest of the series. You do not know who this man's father is. You do not know why he's saying that. You do not understand. Look, I'll walk you to Central Boulevard and you can take a cab from there.
Thanks!
Yep, that dude's a dead man.
After Cannon got in the cab, I finally let out a breath. God damn it. Can't stand this anymore. My headaches are getting more frequent, too.
Oh, no.
That's not a good sign. Why did I come to Central Boulevard again? Right. I had a therapy appointment with Dr. Akimoto. Oh, this guy.
Dr. Akimoto's the return.
Am I alright?
No.
It was still early, so I wasted some time reading a newspaper at the cafe. Sounds like what I do in the break room if I've got nothing better to do. Because they always have the paper in there.
You don't look all that well.
Dr. Akimoto was sitting in front of me, wriggling his obese body. I didn't sleep much last night.
Didn't sleep? Are you having trouble sleeping?
Well, my sister came to stay with me in the middle of the night.
So it's not an issue of insomnia. Nothing to worry about then.
It seems that question was somehow important.
Still, that sister of yours is quite amazing. Please tell her that I'll also be cheering for her.
Sure. I went along with it, rather uninterested. Dr. Akimoto leaned towards me.
Great. Now, where did we leave off last time?
I think we were talking about my first love.
I would love to hear about that. Actually, you should be careful. Your jokes might end up backfiring on you.
He gave a smug smile.
Didn't we end with your father last time?
Right, I think we were talking about him to Dr. Akimoto here.
Yeah. Shit.
Oh, can we avoid that subject? I turned my face away. Sweat coated my hands. I tightly gripped the glass that he passed to me.
Samajima Kyosuke-kun.
What?
Please don't glare at me like that.
I hate that joking attitude of his.
By the way,
I'm trying not to
if
think
you're
about that
wondering,
anymore.
Dreamer, the person we were talking about earlier is Kyosuke's stepfather. Now we're talking about his actual father, which we do not know much about.
I'm trying not to think about that anymore. I wouldn't be able to go on otherwise.
That's true.
What do you mean, that's true? My lips were quivering. Are you really a famous doctor? Can you seriously treat patients with this provocative attitude? Yet Akimoto was very calm.
You're not a serious patient, aren't you? Aren't you only here to get a doctor's note for school?
I mean, I can't say he's entirely wrong. This fucker!
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. So why don't we give this up and just chat?
You hate attention, don't you?
You know me too well.
Hmm.
What makes you bring that up?
I'd say that you suffered a great deal of attention when you were younger, so it's not surprising that you've come to hate standing out.
I finally realized that he completely had the upper hand in the conversation. Look, I know next to nothing about my father. I don't want to know.
You never went to see him, not even once.
In my ears, these words were Dr. Akimoto reprimanding me. In my heart, I heard his screams, calling me an unfilial son. I'm totally guessing on that. Not even once. My heart was beating too fast to support life. No, I did go once, with Mother, when I was a child, but I didn't say anything.
Have you ever wanted to ask why your father did what he did?
I was silent.
Kyosuke-kun.
I stopped talking and made an effort to freeze my heart. My mind wandered back to the beautiful snow dancing beyond the window of that dilapidated home my mother and I once lived in together. Oh yeah, that place. It was not the nicest, if I recall. I lingered there until the cold in my memory had numbed my heart entirely. And then, there'd be no point in asking. Why would I need to know what drove my father to kill 4 people?
Kyosuke-kun.
For the first time, Akimoto's loose expression broke. Because I was smiling. However, I don't need to ask him to know the answer. I understand why he did it. No, I'm the only one who truly understands. If I didn't, his actions would have been in vain. Okay? Akimoto furrowed his brow.
Which one is talking here?
That's what I'm wondering. I have a feeling, based on this line here, we had a shift.
Yep.
There were people who needed to die, and he just followed through.
Kyosuke-kun, it's very wrong of you to think like that.
No, you and your ilk are the ones who were wrong. But I won't say anything more. Trying to explain my father's innocence to you all would accomplish nothing. I'll show you firsthand. All you have to do is watch. Akimoto suddenly stood up. There was a clear shade of confusion in his eyes.
Let's stop here for today.
Oh, but we aren't even 20 minutes into the session.
Give you a discount.
That's desperate. That's great to
That's
hear.
great to hear.
I waved my hand and casually walked away. I think
Jesus,
Akimoto is terrified of us now.
That was, but you have to admit, that was chilling.
Yes, Yes,
Like,
it very
I
much
like-
was.
Go into the history.
There's a reason this guy scares me.
Yeah, go up. Like, it's definitely clear. Like, there's a shift in how he talks. Like, before Heb, it was like a bit jumbled up. Like he just didn't.
Yeah,
want to be there. And
like
then
he
after-
realized while he was talking with him that Akimoto had the upper hand, and like something changed while that conversation played out to make him shut up. Basically, like he
Yeah,
took the upper hand for himself.
yeah. Mao clearly fucking took control.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. That is just good writing.
Mm-hmm. This guy dominates every situation he's in.
Yeah. Like, and that subtle threat, though.
Here we go!
Like, he basically just straight up threatened to kill him. Just
Pretty
without
much,
even
yeah.
saying it.
He didn't say it, but yeah, you could tell that's what he was implying.
Yeah. So peaceful when Cannon's not around.
Yes, it is. Ain't that the truth? School's so serene.
How can you say that when you show up so late?
Don't I do that all the time? Aichi was having the time of his life.
Even that freaking Isami chick's not here today. I'm free to do whatever I want.
I wouldn't say that, no. Oh!
Besides, I put some sweets in Cam's locker that expire tomorrow.
Oh, you little devil. Huh?
What do you think will happen? She's taking some time off because of skating, right? So by the time she comes back, she won't be able to eat them anymore. Awesome, right, bro? I dug into a real hole with this one.
That expression's killing me.
Alright, by the way,
That expression
Dreamer,
combined with your voice.
Dreamer, meet Aichi.
Won't she just throw them away and go on with her life?
Still Kyusuke-chan.
Yeah.
Don't you think it's about time we put the hurt on Isami for what she did to us a couple of weeks ago?
What happened a couple weeks ago?
Come on, man, you know, when I snuck into the faculty office.
Oh, yeah. That time we stole the keys? Yeah, I remember that.
We totally unraveled our perfect crime, bro. It's all her fault we got chewed out.
Oh, please. No matter how you want to skew things, you dug your own grave with that one.
But what to do? What to do? How best to give her a taste of hell?
Even though there was no way that he'd be able to come up with anything, he still acted like he was thinking hard.
Hey.
Yo, what all did you miss? Dr. Akimoto getting threatened by Mao? That's what you missed.
Yeah.
Says in my notes you have Shiratori here, so you're up.
Yeah. Yep, I know. I said it. I said the line anyway.
Oh, sorry.
Ah, Shiratori-san. Good afternoon.
It's been a while since we've seen you.
Yeah.
It's really rare to see Shiratori on the roof. Yeah, you don't say. In fact, I think I could be wrong, but this might be the first time I've seen her on the roof.
Yeah.
I would have to look through the earlier episodes, so it wouldn't surprise me if it's happened once or twice, but it's very much not a common phenomenon.
Yeah.
Yo, Shiratori. The incident about the school seems to have calmed down a bit. By the incident, I mean the incident in which Shiratori's father, director of the school, was suspected by both society and the police of accepting bribes. You're right, something with her family's construction company. That wasn't doing so hot. Their stock prices were tanking, if I recall.
Yeah. Yeah, and Mao took advantage of that said
Yes,
stock take.
with Tsubaki and her family to force them to move.
Yeah, fuck.
Mm-hmm. That was fucked.
Yep. I'm not interested.
How can you not be interested in that?
I wanted to talk to Azai-san.
When she says Azai-san, she probably doesn't mean me, but Canon. What about Canon?
This has nothing to do with you.
She glared at me.
Ozawa-kun, how would I go about getting a ticket? A what? Biscuit?
Just how bad is your hearing?
Just that look of contempt.
Yep. That look says it all.
Just kidding. You know how much I love sweets. How disgusting. What did you just say? I hear you can get tickets from the internet, but I don't know how to do it. Which competition are you interested in?
I bet I know which
I'm
one.
kind of going to just give Shiratori like an Eren and Nakari voice from like Food
Mm-hmm.
Wars. Tomorrow's. Nothing I can blah, blah, blah.
Oop.
Nothing I can do to help you, I'm afraid. You'll have to try your chances at the door. So, I can buy them at the arena in person?
Not firsthand, but yes. Because every time I've been to any kind of sports arena, there's always those third-party ticket sellers standing out front trying to sell tickets at massively inflated prices. It's ridiculous.
Dude, Dreamer has just made a comment about the background music.
Yeah, all the music in this game is great.
Yeah, he just said the music is so chill, and it's like, fuck, mate. Like, just all the background music, it's emotions, and sometimes in the best scenes, it's like you can feel the power of like the emotion.
Yeah, you can tell a lot of care was put into it.
And that's just good design. And a lot of this, the auditory theme in this game is classical music.
Mm-hmm.
And like you get to see that through most of everything. So it has a very classical musical theme to it.
Because G-string is a reference to, I think, the highest string you can play on a violin. So that's kind of what you should expect for the music.
Yeah. Maybe, but I doubt it. I see.
That's a bummer. Maybe she was simply finished with her questions, but Shiratori turned around and left. Hey, wait! What did you want to go for?
No reason, Azai-san. Blah, 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 fuck. No reason. Azai-san had mentioned that I should attend her performance, so I gave it a thought.
She didn't even turn her head around. Damn, what's her problem?
I know, right? That shit pisses me off.
Aichi and I sulked under the cold sky. Well then, what time should I get there tomorrow?
I'd like to tell you to be there by noon and watch everything, but Canon will take the ice sometime around 8. Make sure you're there by then.
Tomorrow's the short program, right?
Yep. And the free skate is the day after. That's the big battle.
Throw the upcoming NHK trophy.
See ya.
I watched Aichi leave and remembered the threat letter. There's no way she'll lose. After all, Canon has no idea that the letter even exists. Can't let that break her focus. Gonzo must have reinforced the protection around Ikuko-san. Right. And what is up, Oreo King? My man. Yeah.
Nice to see ya.
And what's Usami up to? I don't know. I made up my mind and gave her a call, but no one answered. What should I do? How can I stop Mao's violent acts? It still doesn't really feel like any danger is approaching. Maybe my determination to catch Mao just isn't as strong as that of Gonzo or Yusumi. Oh, you say you might be headed to Texas next summer.
Oh,
Nice.
sick.
Yeah, he's originally from Texas, so more like he's going back home.
Oh. Well, that's a good thing. I hope you enjoy
Yeah,
it.
he was showing me a place, down there that he wanted to move to. Was asking if I wanted to go with him, because he's a buddy of mine from when we were in middle school.
Yeah.
Good buddy of mine. I gave it some thought, but I'm not sure that's something I want to commit to. So, even though one person has already been killed, my sense of justice hasn't been provoked. Maybe I'd only feel uneasy if someone near me was hurt. Yet, if it really came to that, it would already be too late. Decisions.
Oh, we know
Is
this
this?
track.
Yeah. This must be another one of Mao's monologues, because, why else would we be here in what looks like a fancy bar?
Fucking look at that lighting, though.
Yeah, let's get a good look at it. That is
Yeah,
very
like the light, like the
fancy
luminous
decorative
glow
lighting.
from the light behind, light and deflecting through the glass. Like, fuck, as much as it's just painted lighting, you just can tell the intricate care that came from it. Reflective lights.
Yes, you're absolutely right, Oreo King. I would melt in the Texas heat of summer. Me and heat do not have a good relationship.
You can check Underskins. You can check the last episode. I'm pretty sure that has that detail.
Yeah, because it was episode 12 that we began making our way towards Cannon's route.
Yeah, I think it was someone similar to something close to Ikuku-san's people around Cannon and the party of Cannon or some shit.
Yeah.
Granted,
that sounds right to me.
Half this has been in my head since I've had everything on my mind, but it's starting to come to me now.
Yep, I told you I'd come back just as we played.
Yeah.
Anyway, there was a beautiful feeling in the air, like a revolution was about to begin. The devil, Mephistopheles, was sitting at a bar in a secluded alley along Central Boulevard, waiting for Mao to call. The clock's hands pointed to 8 exactly. Mephistopheles put the battery into the cell phone. The time had been arranged by Mao. He had explicitly told Mephistopheles to get into the habit of taking batteries out of phones. It's much more difficult to be tracked if one does so. The devil at the bar had received Mao's letter 3 days earlier. Mephistopheles was a representative of the Great Japan Revolutionary School and had put the office address on the website, making it public without concern. The first words of the letter read, "I want you to kill a certain person." Even a date and time had been specified, along with a meticulously detailed plan for murder. Yeah, that's because the G-string in the title doesn't mean what you think it does.
Yeah.
It's not as literal as you would expect.
Yeah, well, the G-string, it's literal in musical theory.
Yeah, if you think about it in that sense.
Yeah, it's the G-string is the highest note of a violin.
Yes.
Or the deepest one.
But yeah, the meticulously detailed plan bit. Just a reminder that Mao is unbelievably detailed with everything that he plans. Every scheme that this guy plans.
Like, he literally
He-
kidnapped a child to, like, Sabaki's little brother in order to, like, convince her family to move and, like, to give a ransom, which he paid into stock so they never could get the money back.
Yeah, the stock that was tanking. The Shiratori Construction Company stock. They basically... He basically forced them to put all their savings into that tanking stock so that no matter what, they wouldn't get the money back, even if they did.
The way he nicked those stocks from that police car, like in the middle of it all, like we called it.
Yeah. If you haven't seen that part of the story yet, go watch it, because it is one of my favorite moments in this whole novel so far.
My favorite part,
and it really showcases just how thorough Mao is as
my favorite part of
like a
this
mobster.
Is where when Usami opened that case, realizing they were gone, and that line, like a devil is smiling, like through Kyosuke, like the devil is sneering.
Yes,
just like I've won. Anyway, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go to the bathroom and get another drink for myself.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm gonna continue with the monologue here. And yeah, overprepared is an understatement. Mao takes the meme, "I'm 4 parallel universes ahead of you," a bit too literally when it comes to what he does. But it's for a reason. At first, he believed it to be nothing more than a prank or trap set up by the communists. But after reading further about Mao's advocacy, reprimanding corrupt politicians in the Fourth Estate, his interest was piqued, even though the punctuation was carelessly atrocious, and the writer seemed uncultured. The letter's passion had touched Mephistopheles, and through last night's phone call, he had confirmed that they were indeed comrades. He called himself Azai, but had added, "Just call me Mao." Mao announced that he had killed a man. He'd pushed him down a staircase. He'd hidden himself in an obscure place, waited for him to come back home, and shoved the man when he wasn't looking. Even though the methods weren't complex, as long as there weren't any witnesses, it would be hard to place it as anything but an accident. Mephistopheles asked him why that man had been marked for death. He liked the answer. Because he was a homo. I can't get away with saying that these days. Jesus Christ. Yeah, you can tell this game was made before the last few years, so... Mephistopheles shared that belief. Great Japan has no need for such weaklings. Upon asking, he discovered that the victim had been a clothing designer. Oh, really? Supposedly. Like, in the late 2000s. So, that should give you an idea of the time frame that this game came out in. A homosexual? Now that would be a different story. Will that line be put out of context? God damn it. I'm not even gonna say anything. Supposedly, he publicly announced that he was a homosexual and had received widespread media attention because of it. God, if that hasn't been the truth the last 10 or so years, Jesus. How the culture has shifted. Yeah, hey, man.
And I reckon that, pretty much, I'm not sure, if Mao's doing this because of this. I think he's doing it because Mephistopheles doesn't like it.
Probably, yeah. I'm pretty sure it was because he was on the list.
Yeah. Yeah.
bro.
Because there's pretty much like no other reference to it. Like, so I think it's
Yeah, this kind of
like
just comes out of
void.
nowhere.
Yeah. So can I have a look at the history? So, because I do not want to miss a single bit of like this dialogue. Where did I live off? Yep. Okay. Yep. 3 days early.
Let's see. I think you were here for this part.
Yep.
I think it was right about here is when you left.
It confirmed they were indeed comrades. He called himself a Zai, but added, "Just call me Mao." Okay, Mao announced that he would kill the man. He pushed him down the staircase. Yep. Okay, I got it.
All right. He was definitely a man that deserved to die. Mephistopheles saw Mao as a man with decisive feelings and the courage to act on them. He was happy to find another individual who worried for the future of the nation. The call came, but the receiver kept silent.
That line definitely like projects that like he's putting this on then. Like another
Yep.
man worried about the future. So yeah, Mao's tricking him.
Yep, I don't think
Alright.
we've decided who's voicing this Mephistopheles guy.
I'll do it.
Alright,
Is this Mao?
there we go. I'm just adding that to my
Yep.
who does what.
Yep.
Notes?
Is this Mao?
The man waited to speak until he could confirm Mephistopheles' voice. Such care is to be respected. This is a good night. His voice sounds quite young, but nationalism has nothing to do with age.
So you request our aid?
More people are always better than less. More people can do more to help the nation.
You really plan on having that person killed?
Sacrifices are to be expected in a revolution.
The plan in the letter is perfect.
So even with a perfect plan, you people still won't trust me?
I won't suspect someone with the same ideals, but I would like to sit down and slowly talk things through. Anyway, why don't we meet for once?
I apologize, but I have to decline.
Why?
Because it's easier to fool the police if we don't know what the other person looks like. He had a point. Just giving the
Hold on,
impression
is this
that
why
everything was done.
Mephistopheles-
You are
Yeah.
voicing Mephistopheles, and I think
So I
I'm
think
now
we're in
realizing this is a Mephistopheles monologue, so do you
I
want to
guess
take
I'll
over from
take
here?
over. Yeah, sure.
Okay, you're
He had a
on.
point. Just given the impression that everything was done independently would be enough to send the police investigation in the wrong direction.
But I understand your feelings. Mao said, I'll kill another person for you. Then you'll know I'm serious.
Now there's chilling. Who
Yes.
will it be?
A foreigner. I'll make sure that he understands that our country isn't a place for scum like him to live.
Oh yeah, this is definitely putting it on.
Mm-hmm.
This spirit is worthy of respect. Those who died before us for the cause will be happy.
He seems to be an intelligent man.
You're
Sorry,
taking
wait.
my monologue.
Sorry,
seems to
I
be an
originally
intelligent man.
started. My bad.
Yeah, I know.
I'm used to that. Sorry, man.
His will also seems to be strong. There's even a hint of insanity in his cold words. The problem lies with Mao's background. In other words, if he has such a bold plan, why does he still need me? Mao spoke as if reading Mephistopheles' mind.
After this person is dead, I intend to stand up and criticize those corrupted Japanese. Only, I'm alone. In the current political situation, Those low in numbers will always be ignored. Truly, I want to find comrades that I can trust and a group with dignity. However, all those political parties are so weak. They talk, but don't take action. In this age, simply talking will get nothing done.
His speech suddenly became firm, and his next word shook Mephistopheles' heart even further.
You're different. I knew for sure after reading what you had written on your website. You are a hero. You're the only one I can rely on like this.
Of desiring to suppress his climaxing emotions, he took a gulp of water. A beautiful feeling in the air, like a revolution was about to begin. You said you were going to kill a person? When?
Tomorrow.
I wish to hear the details.
Yes, the night is still young.
So why is he getting this dude involved though? And like
That's an
pushing,
excellent
like,
question.
because we both know Mao cares about the only motivations Mao has is revenge against Gonzo. And
Pretty much,
power
yeah.
and influence. Like the nation and what it is, like has not been a concern to him.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's definitely trying to play on this. So like, where does Mephistopheles play as a pawn in this game?
That is what I will be waiting to see as we get deeper into this.
Let's go.
Back here. I'm home! Later that night, Cannon returned to my apartment. So you're really staying here. Did Ikuko-san and Mr. Hilton give you permission? Mr. Hilton doesn't care about my private life. He can't speak much Japanese either, so things are pretty easy on me there. Ikuko-san said it was okay? She said okay. And she said that she'd pick me up tomorrow. That's good to hear, but my body was a bit stiff from the cold, so I went to the kitchen to boil some water. Would you like some coffee? Yeah, your coffee is delicious! But no sugar, please. She's probably being mindful of what she eats. As most athletes do.
Yeah.
He says, I bet Ben is Mephistopheles asking
like
a servant to
being
kill
Olympic.
off the Dallas Cowboys for the football game. You're still giving me shit about that. We're competing for the number 1 seed, mate. What are you guys doing? We just need Philly to go on a losing streak. And then if we keep playing the way we do, we'll get number 1 seed in the NFL.
I don't know, like, I don't really even barrack for sporting teams in my own country, let alone like foreigns. So, good luck.
Yeah, I'll just say that people over here in America, they go crazy over American football. Like, seriously.
I've heard.
It is one of the most overblown sports in the country, if not the most. You seem kinda dark, Nissan. Why so rude all of a sudden? Is something on your mind? I was thinking that if you win, someone will die. I was thinking about how cute you are. I tried shrugging my shoulders.
It's just like the most contra. Yeah.
Yep. Still not as bad as Europe is with soccer. I'm sure it is, babe. But don't call it soccer to them, because to them it's football. I thought she would make fun of me again, but Cannon's eyes just sparkled. Really? That's the second time you've said you loved me. I didn't say I loved. Wait, the second time? The other time was when we first met.
That's face.
Those puppy dog eyes. Oh my god, please don't look at me like
And that
that.
little blush.
Please make it
That is
stop. Oh,
adorableness.
my heart can only take so much.
This is giving me Puss in Boots,
Oh.
Puss in Boots vibes.
It
from
is.
Shrek.
It is. Oh yeah. There you go. Just
Take
get a
it
nice
in,
look,
boys.
everybody.
Take it in and cry inside.
I have a vague memory of it. At the time, I had just learned that Canon was Gonzo's daughter, and I wanted her to have a good impression of me. I don't really remember it. Maybe I said she was cute, or that I liked her, or something. Nan-chan loves people who love Nan-chan. I can't believe she took it so seriously. Of course, I don't hate her or anything, but you may be dark sometimes and a hopeless
Oh my
liar,
God.
but you still love Nan-chan. At one hand, I respect how blunt you are, Canon, but god damn.
Dark and a hopeless liar.
Yup. If that wasn't the case, why would you make coffee for me? Why would you cook for me? Because I was asked to?
Humble as Forrest Gump, I swear.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she probably fucking half knows what he's up to, and it's just like.
But she's just playing along with it, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not as dumb as she looks. Like, yeah, she acts like an airhead, but she's not as dumb as you think. What a dumb thing to say. Somehow, I feel better now. I'll get a super high score tomorrow. It's good that you feel well. Why don't you do a quad jump next time? I gave up on that. Oh? Didn't you watch TV today? When Nan-chan had her interview, she said that she's not going to do the quad jump anymore. Oof. Really? That's too bad. Everyone was looking forward to that. What do you always call it? A trump? A trump card?
Yeah.
Canon shook her head like a puppy. It's not something I should do. Even male skaters' hips and knees sting after that. When Nan-chan tried it in Canada, she thought, this jump is bad news. You mean the rest of the performance is really wobbly after that? Yes. I didn't quite like that. Won't your popularity suffer, Canon-chan? That sounds like something Aichi would say. Mm-hmm. I would have to agree. Yes. Yeah, everyone loves new moves. She bit her lip, talking as if it were a painful problem. But you don't have to worry. It's fine as long as I bring home the gold. Can you, though? According to Coach Aichi, your fundamentals aren't that great. That was compared to my jumps. Your jumps, huh? I'll just make up for the lack of quads with perfect triples.
Yeah.
She's got a point. If her quad jump fails, then it'll lead to trouble. It's easier to guarantee a high score if she just does a good triple. Mm-hmm. I'm very familiar with this kind of thing. Ugh. When you know there's something you can do that's, a little bit easier than the most difficult thing that'll get you the highest possible score, but, the slightly easier thing is a lot more consistent, then yeah, go for that.
Like in this stuff would
until you get really good at the new thing you're trying to do.
Yeah, a lot of people like a solid foundation and stability compared to audacity and sheer just.
Mm-hmm. Basically what I'm saying is you really have to spend a lot of time to practice. If we're talking about this example, you have to spend a lot of time practicing that quad jump and really get it down. And then you can only really work on stuff like that after you're really solid with everything else.
And the specific thing, the choreography of it, especially to music, you have to get everything right.
Exactly, yeah.
respect,
Everything
like,
has to be
skaters and
meticulously timed and planned out.
because my partner was was a dancer. I actually went
Oh,
to one of her
really? I did not
concerts
know
like
that.
last weekend. Yeah, she is
That's really
but
cool.
like she can't do it as well anymore because of her joints are bad. But
Yeah.
like she has to go like her dance party has to like spend months and months getting the choreography right, and like for tap it's a lot like more meticulous.
Oh, yeah,
And
because there's a lot that goes into that kind of stuff. It's a lot of
yeah,
movement.
yeah, I got to see one of her like performances, and fuck, the experience was pretty good. Like, you could have people that were daring to do it, but the people like the groups that, because there's like a few groups in the dance studio that she's a part of. There's a
Yep.
couple of the groups, but they were a bit all over the place and wasn't consistent. But the people that had the consistency, the timing is right, and not people just doing crap just to be like woo. Like if the movements were consistent, that made a beautiful fucking scene. And as much as
Mhm.
she told me not to look at her the whole time, I was looking at her the whole time.
It's just natural.
Just can't help it.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, can't help
It's one of those things where it's like, I'm not trying to, but I just can't help myself.
Yeah. Anyway, let's continue. Enough talking about my partner. Let's go.
Yeah, let's keep going. Just promise not to fall, alright? When a skater jumps, even the audience gets nervous. You didn't know? Non-chan hasn't really ever fallen on a jump since she was in the juniors. Wow.
Thumbnail.
Sometimes the axle gives me some trouble, but I've never fallen on the opening combination jumps. Not even once.
I felt like she wasn't really taking things seriously. Okay, but what about that Sita Makiko girl? You're not the only Japanese skater in good condition this year.
Yup, she had an interview with me today. Seda-san's pretty cute, but not too bad. But too bad, Non-chan's going to win.
Too bad my ass. Aren't you being a touch overconfident?
That reminds me of a scene from a movie called...
Yeah?
I'm not sure if anyone's ever watched this movie. It's called Burnt. It had that... I forgot what his name was, but it's the actor that's been in a few fucking movies. He was in Limitless. Like, the main dude in that one. And, like, he's in a few. I'll actually see if I can pull him up.
Yeah, let me know if you find
his
it.
name comes to me. Bradley Cooper.
Okay. I feel like I've heard that name before. I feel like I've heard the name.
You've probably seen him. Yeah, there's a line in the movie Burnt. It's basically about a chef, like a high class chef, and he always tells like his chefs that like you've got to be like if you like you need to be arrogant because if you can't tell me off, you can't be a good chef. Like you need to like be like confident and have confidence in like what you're doing. You can't like submit to that or else like you won't shine.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, confidence in this kind of shit even in skating would be everything.
Exactly. I mean, if you want to be the best, you have to act like it. Basically.
Yeah.
I asked her, dismayed. Just because you haven't fallen before doesn't mean you'll never fall again. Uh-oh. Cannon suddenly got quiet. I also closed my mouth. I think that finally got through to her, mate. I think you finally shook her confidence.
Yeah.
She was obviously unhappy, yet she forced a smile. I won't fall.
Oh,
What?
that music.
Truth.
There's no way I'll lose.
The light shining from her eyes as she gazed at me was something that I'd never seen before.
Oh, I've been skating since I was 5. I learned ballet, too. In the summer, everyone was playing, but I had to go to the special training camp. I even starred in a commercial. Do you understand what that means?
In the face of that frozen expression of hers, I didn't even dare to breathe. Behind those repressed words were absolute confidence.
During the interview, Seda-san treated me as a rival. It seemed like she wanted to beat me. Long as she thinks about that, she never will. You can't win if your mind is filled with any unnecessary thoughts. I never wanted a normal life. The fact that Papa is a scary person has nothing to do with me. There's a reason that Papa and Mom live separately. I don't want to know why. I don't have the time to get over a big shock. You too, Nissan. You've hidden a lot of things from me, and it seems you don't want me to ask about them. I don't ask, and I don't care to. How can I get a higher score? That's the only thing I think about.
Yeah, she's dedicated. She's dedicated her life to this. This is like her life.
I've just gained a new respect for Canon. Like, this is her center.
Yes. This kind of stuff is the center of her universe.
Yeah, like her, just like her center to the.
Basically,
herself.
she wants to be the very best in the world, and nothing is going to stop her.
Fucking unimaginable drive to herself.
Yeah, she reminds me of the kind of drive I have when I, pick up a grind on a Sonic game or a high round or whatever else. I spend way more time than I should grinding at. That's what I'm being reminded of looking at her right now.
Yeah,
I know that kind of drive.
You don't
it takes a very deep level of dedication, to be able to say these kinds of things.
It's a shame that there aren't enough characters in stories or media that have this drive to be,
I love this.
That fucking line that she just said, how can I get a higher score? That's all I think about.
That emotionless speech forced my posture to straighten. Those powerful, daunting eyes resembled another pair I'd seen somewhere. There are also people worried about what had happened to me during last year's competition, but that's all irrelevant to me. The job of the people at the studio is to get the highest rating, and my job is to get the highest score. I will get the highest of scores of the whole competition and amaze every last spectator. If they're all moved by my performance, fine. I'll even shake their hands and give them autographs. But what is most important of all is that moment of victory. It's absolutely intoxicating, and for that, I'll practice thousands of times, tens of thousands of times. I understand your level of dedication, girl. I know this kind of grind. This I can relate to.
Do you understand, Nissan?
He might not, but I do. I do, Canon. This girl is Azai Gonzo's daughter.
Come tomorrow. I'll prove it to you.
Just as I wade casually through school, the arena is the place for Canon to show her true self.
That line, I want to just go back to the history.
Alright, let me pull it up here.
Just fucking Kyosuke, going to the last line, besides I'd forgotten. The last line, yeah. Those daunting pair of eyes resembled another pair I'd seen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know who he's referring to with that line.
Yeah, and just that line, he'd forgotten that Canon is Gonzo's daughter. That same drive.
Yeah, in case you forgot, let me hide the game window quick and go to my thumbnail stuff folder. It is... these eyes. Right here.
Yeah.
That's
But
what
I
he's
think-
that is what he's thinking of.
Well, I think also Gonzo, because
Uh-huh.
it's followed by I'd forgotten,
Yeah.
and go down. Like you didn't read that line, but look at that line compared to all those three lines.
I'd forgotten.
This girl is Azai Gonzo's daughter.
Yeah.
And switch the thumbnail. You switched it back.
Yep, I did switch it back.
You have to remember that Azai has just realized that this is his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She is still his daughter. That same drive from Gonzo's conquest to power and his unrelenting terrifying drive, in a way that still is a part of canon.
Mm-hmm.
She
That
means
is
what
where I
she
thought you were
says.
going with that.
Yeah, this is what she means when she fucking says it. She will fucking win, no matter how much she will, that is her only goal. That is all she thinks about day and night. Rain or
Exactly.
shine, this is canon. Fuck, girl, you've got my respect.
After finishing what she wanted to say, Cannon reverted back to her bashful expression of a few moments earlier and went into the changing room. But I was rooted in place, unable to return to reality. Tomorrow, I have to go, whether I want to or not.
Chapter 3.
Oh boy,
Fuck, that scene was good.
that fearless smile, that gaze oozing in excess of confidence. It was inside that crowded arena that I realized the true essence of Azai Cannon.
Number 46, Azai Cannon, Japan.
Enthusiastic applause exploded from the spectators' seats. In the middle of this thunder, Cannon leaped onto the ice. Tracing a semicircle along the wall, which had been plastered with advertising banners, she stopped in the middle and threw the judges a flirtatious smile. The arena was covered in an almost suffocating silence. Her face was shining on the giant screen installed on the inner wall. Her expression was entirely foreign to the Cannon I know. It held a challenge. Her tightly pursed lips, the calculated application of makeup, stood out beautifully. A sense of power radiated from her. It was something that a person who knew the ordinary Cannon wouldn't be able to imagine. She lowered her stance, putting that uncharacteristically long right arm at the top of her left leg, almost like she was grasping the hilt of a sword at her hip. The sensation that she's about to go to war isn't too far-fetched, given the situation. Here we go. Ride of the Valkyries.
Oh, I know this one.
After the dance-like woodwind intro, Wagner's Ride of the Valkyries began playing. In the opera cycle Der Ring des Nibelungen, hope I'm pronouncing that right, Nibelungen, the Valkyries hold the task of guiding fallen warriors to Valhalla. Those young ladies, also sometimes called shield maidens, don their armor, flourishing their swords, and ride their winged steeds toward the battlefield. As the horns and bassoons came in, Cannon charged across the ice with the courage of a true Valkyrie. Damn, she's fast. It's on a completely different level of speed than the others. Gave the illusion that the rink had become smaller. Just when I thought that she was going from one end to the other, she took a casual curve and turned to skate backwards faster than my mind could follow. A violent sound threatening to grind the ice into powder exploded, like the hooves of a winged horse striking against the earth. Following that, Cannon's limbs spun into the air. She jumped high, floating in the air, almost like she'd grown feathers herself. Cannon said that there was no way she'd fall. Sure enough, as if the gods had determined it before her jump began, she came down with a perfect landing. The blades, like the axis of a gyroscope, held Cannon steady. She elegantly spread her wing-like arms apart. After finishing her series of continuous jumps, Cannon was bathed with applause. Even though I don't really know just what kind of jump it was, I'm pretty sure it was difficult and worth a lot of points. Even I could tell that it was an extremely artistic jump. Several had attempted this jump before Cannon, but each one had landed with too few rotations and spun around after the fact in order to appear to succeed. Yep, try to give the illusion of success. Cannon's jumps are simply longer than the others' is. Her bullet-like speed enabled such acts. But it seemed from watching it on the TV that the faster she goes, the harder it is to maintain the jump timing. Oh, it absolutely is. I know that for a fact. Although, if one just glides slowly into the jump, no one's going to applaud. Balancing the right height and distance together is likely next to impossible. The players who failed at their jumps could attest to that. The second jump was also completed with almost no effort, and Cannon's assault continued. She began a step sequence of showy choreography. The captivating performance she was giving with her upper body was enough to steal all your attention. But if you managed to tear your eyes away, you would see that her legwork was just as smooth. She did a delicate turn on one skate while maintaining her speed. Elegant and excruciatingly correct steps bore the grace of a warrior princess performing a sword dance. The third jump. Rule of thirds. She launched herself while gliding forward. Shards of ice spewed forth like dragon's blood. Thought she was just bragging, but after seeing her in action, I was more than reassured. Not a single fleeting thought of her falling entered my mind. After a wonderful landing, Cannon was enveloped in the abnormal passion of the arena. However, it was not the shrill sounds of cheering from before. There were sighs of admiration, gasps of astonishment, sounds of praise, a lot of them, yet praise born out of awe, bordering on fear. Absolutely bewitching. Exactly. I love that face.
Oh, yeah.
It fits too perfectly.
Take it without the dialogue, man. Like, if you're taking a screenshot, take it without the dialogue. Fucking just...
Oh yeah, I wanted to get two versions.
Yeah.
I wanted to get it with and without because it matches too well. It matches too well. I need it with both.
Yeah.
Alright.
Good.
Now we take away the dialogue. Yes.
This is just too good.
Glorious. On the screen, Cannon's visage was visited by a ghostly aura. The girl in that image would kill any foe who dared to turn his blade against the gods. Hearing Ride of the Valkyries usually reminds people of the movie Apocalypse Now. Very much so. The lieutenant colonel, with an eerie cheerfulness about him, assaults a Viet Cong village from the skies with the blaring Ride of the Valkyries as his partner. The composer, Richard Wagner, was a rather similar case. There's no doubt he left a big impact on musical history, but his infamy will live on forever. He had a self-centered, indulgent personality, believed that it's only natural for everyone to invest in a genius such as himself. There was a period of time
he was very intimate with Nietzsche. Their ideology would hurl them both into the modern world through the Nazi Party. Mm-hmm. He was a genius and a tyrant. Indeed. Amidst the mysterious spectacle of the enchanted arena, the tyrant on the ice decorated the finale of this musical masterpiece. Ending with a tornadic rotation, Cannon put on her ending pose. Here we go. The music ended.
I'll be right back. I'm getting a drink. I needed to let that finish.
Mm-hmm. When the music ended, and the crowd remembered to breathe, a thunderous applause exploded throughout the stadium. Mm-hmm. The entire arena burst into a standing ovation. Before I realized what was going on, I was also standing and clapping. In 2 minutes and 40 seconds, she generated enough force to grab everyone's hearts. Her scores clearly were also on a separate level from the others. Obliterating those before her, Cannon achieved the top rank in a single breath. The spectators were boiling over with delight. They had probably been touched by a beautiful rebirth after the disaster last year. They don't know the real Cannon. She was in the so-called Kiss and Cry, a place where skaters await their results. Alright. Her face was on the screen. Cannon beat her personal best, but she did not jump for joy or hug Coach Hilton, who was sitting beside her. She just wore a calm, stoic smile. A reporter pointed a microphone at her.
What did I miss?
Cannon only said one thing. There's still tomorrow. No more than a whisper.
Bro, what did I miss?
Well, Cannon beat her personal best.
Ooh.
About what I expected. And there's her reaction, if you wanted to see it. All she said when a reporter talked to her was, "There's still tomorrow." It was almost like she was using all her energy to contain her powerful joy.
And it's not enough.
Almost like she were conceitedly saying, "Of course I won." That was glorious. Well, if it isn't Aichi-san.
Well, visiting Kyosuke-chan.
I met up with Aichi and Tsubaki outside. First time we've seen you today.
Yeah.
The outside air cooled my skin. It felt excellent. Yep. What was up with you telling Cannon her steps were bad or whatever? I thought she was pretty awesome. You still think that after seeing the real thing?
She's completely different from how she was last year. Maybe getting preached at by adorable yours truly helped her turn her act around.
Sure, keep telling yourself that. I was really touched. It gave me goosebumps. I found the musical selection to be particularly excellent. I thought so too. I thought it was scary at first, and that it didn't fit the smiley Cannon-chan at all, but
I found myself glued to my seat. After all, I thought, fuck, it had to be that song.
Aichi seemed to be overly excited, as he was beginning to talk like his real self even in front of Tsubaki.
I knew that Hilton guy was no fucking joke. See how much of a difference a change of coach can make?
There's really that big of a difference?
It's a complete turnaround. Up until now, Cannon's been portrayed as the cute type.
I had no idea. Yeah, a change in coach can make a big difference because, a coach can bring, a completely different style, to a skater, or a team just in general. It can really change the way that they play or the way that they skate.
Sorry. I feel kind of sorry for Kanesaki Ikuko, but a demonic image really suits Canon better.
Really now? It was a little scary, but Kanon-chan was really pretty like that. If you look at her physique closely, she's tall with long limbs. She looks like a foreigner.
Hello. I'll be right back. Something weird's going on.
Okay.
Yep. Pause of here.
Yep, we'll pause here for a second while we get this sorted out. Whew, what an event, though. What an event that was. I love that. Let's see, it's 6:37 right now. We've only been going for an hour and 25 minutes. Man, it does not feel like that with how much we've covered today. Whew. So much is happening, man. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of Canon's performance.
I'm back.
Alright. You're up.
Yep. I think I read in a magazine once that she took ballet or something when she was little and had to closely control her diet.
If things keep going like this, she can easily win tomorrow's bout, too. But suddenly, Aichi frowned.
About that?
What?
Tomorrow's the free skate, and the program has a bad rap. Well, it's not the program itself, but the music, I guess.
Oh? Really? Since today was Ride of the Valkyries, would tomorrow be an excerpt from the Eroica Symphony or something like that? I hope I'm pronouncing that right, by the way.
I think you are. Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you? I have no idea what's running through their stupid little heads, but it's something that will be like a complete 180 from today's selection.
Look, just tell me already.
Well, seeing as you're a fanatic, you should know it.
After Aichi eventually told me the title of the piece, even I was confused. Isn't that a bad idea?
No, right? It's a completely different image from today.
But didn't Kanon-chan use that song to win in Canada? Won't it be okay?
I agree with Tsubaki's opinion. Kanon's technique is incredible. Why would the choice of song affect her score in any way?
Weak, man. Figure skating is an art. Part of your score reflects how at one you are with the music. She's got a pretty low score in that area in Canada.
Then why doesn't she just change the song? It's probably not her choice, for one.
That's what everyone's asking. There's a rumor that she's keeping it for her former coach since she's her mother.
Azai-kun, did you hear about anything like that?
Yeah, you get a word of anything?
Not at all.
Can you call yourself family?
Aichi was thoroughly disgusted.
Well then, see you tomorrow.
Yoshi-kun, make sure you come too.
Yeah. Maybe I'm being a bit cold, but Kanon can achieve her goal whether I'm there or not. Today's performance verified that fact. The audience's cheers don't mean all that much to Kanon. Just as Azai Gonzo relies only on himself, Azai Kanon has a firm belief in her skills.
Like father, like daughter.
Oop.
And of course, after that powerfulness, we get back into it.
Yep.
Chapter
I
3
think we're
is
back
up.
with
I know.
another Mephistopheles monologue here.
Alright.
Pretty sure that's what we're following
There
up
was-
with now.
Yep. There was indeed another death. It was 10 o'clock that night. Mephistopheles had reached the docks in the Western District. The flashlight he had bought shone on the blackened blood. It formed a thin line on the old grey asphalt, and droplets continued on toward the dark waters. A single stab to the lung, and then thrown into the sea. He remembered Mao's cold voice. The winter torrents around this area are quite powerful, so the corpse should have drifted far away by now. There can be no murder investigation if there's no body.
Exactly.
His name would merely be recorded on the missing persons list, 99,000 annually and counting. Mao empathized that part of his murder plan. Just like Mao had promised he would, Mephistopheles found a driver's license at the edge of the boardwalk. He picked up the bloody card to check the name. He was satisfied. This Westerner had been employed as a ballet dancer. Japan has its own proper traditional dances. In order to correct the American culture invasion after the last century's great defeat, people like him must be eradicated from this nation.
Oof.
Mao is a person I can rely on, and that's your mistake.
Yes.
You're a pawn, my friend.
He
a
is.
pawn in a game bigger than you realize.
Yes. It's playing you for a
spirit.
fool.
Yep, his battle spirit was already boiling. It wouldn't do to fall short of Mao's expectations. This is a different line. Your turn, you do this light blue voice.
Hold on. That text color looks familiar.
Possibly. Let's have a look. Shiratori?
No, I'm looking here.
Let's have a look.
I don't know if you can see my cursor, but that looks like the color set for Yusumi.
Let's have a look. Suddenly, voice Mephistopheles immediately hid the bloody license inside his jacket. Excuse me. He slowly turned his head around and beheld the ghost before him. It met the flashlight's glare. Mephistopheles stepped back in surprise.
Alright. We've got our dinner ready, so after this part, unfortunately, we're going to have to wrap it up.
It's a shame, but okay.
Yep, we'll finish this part out at least. I want to see this.
Yeah.
I'll let you. This. Yeah.
Don't you'll fall. The sea was behind him. The ghost extended its hand and stepped forward.
I knew it.
Yep. When he looked closely, he realized it was simply a girl with extremely long hair. She seemed to be enrolled as a student somewhere. She wore a school uniform with a ribbon at the front. What's a girl doing here at this time of night? Horrible. Girls are getting worse by the year. Why don't they realize that the improper things they're doing, such as wandering in the night, are precisely what's making the crime rate go up? He is fucking a bigot in every right.
Exactly, yeah.
She'd be partially to blame if she was attacked. The hell are you doing? I come out here sometimes, especially when I'm thinking about important things. There's a pretty spot right past there. She spoke in mumbles, completely indirect. I said goodbye to someone I loved near here. The town's changed a lot, but not this place, so I like to reminisce here. Tell me your name. Fujiwara Norika. The girl looked at him dimly through her bangs. Fujiwara, do you know what time it is right now? Hey. Around 11 or something? Shouldn't children be safe at home and asleep by now? Appearances aside, I'm over 18, she said in a joking manner. Though, you shouldn't be worrying about that. You're hurt, aren't you? Hurt? I'm beside your feet. There's a bit. She must be talking about the blood. I don't know where it came from. I noticed it when I was jogging and came to investigate.
Nice cover.
Ah, so that's it. She signed as if exhausted. I'm going home. You should do. Don't stay up so late. Sure. Thanks for the concern. Didn't fit her creepy exterior, but she bowed deeply. Mephistopheles passed the girl and walked away. Can I bother you for just a bit? Being called, he stopped. Do you meet with Michael Jugman often? Hey, screenshot that name.
Yeah, I feel like that might be important. I'm also gonna put it
Yeah.
down in the who does what folder.
Yeah.
Yep.
Michael Jugman.
I'm gonna go
That's
to
the first time we've heard that.
thumbnail stuff, stream notes, devil on G string. There we go. All right. You have a wonderful rest of your night, Onyx. Thanks for hanging out,
Take
mate.
care, Mike. Have a good one. Okay.
All right. That has been added to my notes.
Awesome. Let's continue. Let's finish this off. He knew that name well. That man now laying at the bottom of the sea.
Oh no.
Oh. Who? I just told you, Junkman Sand, the old ballet teacher. They say he even taught us I canon. I know no such person. The girl, disappointed, drooped her shoulders. He suddenly felt a wave of uneasiness wash over him.
Yeah, this is no ordinary girl, Mephistopheles.
Why are you asking me something like that? It's just, you said you were jogging, right? So that means you live near here. So the foreigner lives here too. His sense of suspicion grew even stronger. She is no ordinary girl.
No, not at all.
Why would a girl that he'd never seen before talk to him about a dead man? I'm a fan of his. If you meet him, could you please ask for an autograph? Sure, why not? Tell me your address. Really? Great, yay.
You don't even know. She's playing you, man.
The girl without a shred of awareness of worry told him her cell number. Just a coincidence? Mephistopheles said goodbye to the girl with the innocent smile.
Then again, I can't blame Mephistopheles. He's not as in the loop as Mao.
Yeah. In any case, he has a way to contact her. He can get rid of her quickly if anything happens. I have a feeling it's not her number that she wrote down.
Probably not.
At the bar, as always, Mephistopheles called Mao immediately. I've already checked the scene. It was wonderful.
Do you trust me now?
Of course. He gave a firm answer. He was now well aware of the seriousness backing the young man on the other end of the line. It was time to initiate the revolution. Tomorrow, then.
Just follow the plan. I'll be counting on you when 9 o'clock comes.
I'll understand. The plan of a man who has already killed 2 people must be perfect. A drink was set before him. He worked hard to suppress the urge to shout out for Mao to check click glasses. After hearing about her, the woman they had discussed seemed unforgivable to him. She was supposedly a figure skating coach. In the past, she had been a great player who had even participated in the Olympics, but after retiring, she began to live a depraved life. Her name was Kanaisaki Ukiko. She published a book criticizing the very skating association that brought her fame, and there were even rumors about her having illicit relationships with a member of the Yakuza.
Really?
At her prime, she had a lean and beautiful figure, but she's put on weight since then. She doesn't care about her income, instead choosing to live a disgusting life by leeching off her daughter's prize money. She's the worst kind of parent. If even one such mother disappeared from the earth, the future of education would be even brighter. So they're going after a mother next.
Yeah, and that
Fuck.
scares me. Is there anything you want to ask me?
Unexpectedly, Mao posed this question. Mephistopheles took a moment to consider. He remembered the face of the girl he had just met. It's better that I kill everyone who sees my face, isn't it?
Good question. That depends on the situation.
What do you mean?
A witness is a very troublesome thing. If someone remembers any distinguishing features about you, the police can use the latest equipment to make a realistic portrait.
So unless I'm careful, my face will be tracked to the police department notice boards and subway station walls?
However, he stopped
He
for
stopped
a
for a
second.
second.
In most cases, the witnesses remember their emotions more than the scene. The man holding the knife was scary. The sound of the policeman's gun was deafening. Those are the things that they remember. But things like who was screaming beside them will simply be lost in the pandemonium.
So you're saying to synchronize with the surroundings, but
Of course,
also
if you're morbidly
that.
obese, or if you have a mole the size of a grape, then it's a completely different matter. Anyway, you were going to say?
Yeah, but this is Usami.
Yeah. But unless Mephistopheles is able to describe her to Mao, he's not going to know that.
Nope.
And it doesn't seem like he's the kind of man that's going to go into much detail about that.
Don't worry. I like my drinks, but I'm still far away from getting a beer belly. Mephistopheles was an ordinary, tired-looking man. Perhaps a bit on the tall side.
Even so, if your eyes meet theirs, they should be killed.
Eyes.
Eyes are probably the most efficient method of transmitting emotions. If they saw something in your eyes, then there's a chance that they'll never forget it.
So try to keep your face as hidden as possible. Then it seems I can't avoid killing another person. Mephistopheles opened his mouth only after taking a large swig. Actually, I met a strange young woman down the harbour. I thought she was a ghost, but she turned out to be a student. She had hair all the way down to her knees. She talked about the man that you killed. Oh, he knows. Amazingly, Mao didn't say a thing. Unable to stand the silence, Mephistopheles continued. She called herself Fujiwara. She seemed to be a fan of the dead guy. I got her phone number just in case.
He's waiting.
What, did you think of something?
No response.
Perhaps he had mentioned something that had angered Mao. Or perhaps he had an idea of who that girl was.
Oh, I'm sure he knows exactly who that is. She. After a long silence, Mao spoke
Mouse
quietly,
spoke quietly,
almost to
himself.
himself. She must be killed.
Mephistopheles sensed a murderous intent from those words, though only for an instant.
That girl is our greatest enemy. Ooh. Foreboding.
Interesting. I thought that he was gonna like tell him like she's mine, but like
You would think, right? This is like personal with him,
yeah.
but no.
This is interesting.
Like he's just no. Get her out of the picture.
Yeah, interesting. This next episode's gonna be sick. I think we can leave off here then.
Yep, we're gonna leave off here for today. Wow.
But
It might have only been a couple hours, but it sure didn't feel like it's hour 45 minutes. Oh, it felt like so much more than that with how much stuff went down today. Oh, I missed this.
Check what the stream says. How long we've been doing this for? 105 minutes.
Like I said, I've got an hour and 45 minutes. So, yeah.
Well,
wow. What a way to get back into this.
Yeah, we definitely got to do this like another time. Find a more convenient time to do this.
You'll have to let me know your availability because next week it's still kind of the same deal, Monday and Saturday. But the week of Christmas is obviously going to be a little different.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah, but that's all for today. So, thank you guys for watching. And until next time, take care.
Take care.